Hello, you guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyways, well, ignore the black dot. But, I'm starting a business, which is why I look so tired. No, the picture isn't mine. I thought I'd explain that first. The picture is of a Gameboy macro. Now, actually, that is a DS. Just a DS, no 3DS. And the reason it's a DS is because on the DS, you can insert Game Boy Advance games. Like, wow! But anyways, there's a couple settings that you had to do, and, well, you need to get used to it. One, if you don't like your screen on the bottom and like it on the top, this isn't for you. Plus, this is a location area business, so I have to contact you via email, and, well, you kind of have to have a DS, and basically, if you go to my school, you have an Advance, or you have a DS, let me know. Now, I'm going to stop doing the math because it takes a little, so I'm just going to do this as the math. But there are some risks to the Game Boy Advance macros. So this is a DS, which I'm actually on now. I'm on my DS that my friend gave me. Shout out to Luke fam. It will be in the news vlog. I'll explain how I got it. But basically, imagine your DS, but with the top half off. That's basically what we're doing. Now, if you don't know, when you play 3DS, just DS games, because we're talking about the DS, it goes to the top screen. But there's an actual setting. I think I can show that. There's an actual setting. So if you go on your DS, you can probably hear it right now. Press the touchscreen, you go to the bottom with the little thing. You click your settings and you go to the GBA mode. Now, it says select the screen you would like to use in starting GBA mode. So you don't have to set the setting before you give it to me if you're interested in the business. I will set the bottom setting and I'll set it to automatically start when the game's in. I'll do all the settings for you. I will keep your name as a setting and stuff, so don't worry. Nothing will be changed besides the GBA setting. But yeah, so you cannot play DS games. You can only play GBA games because you have the option to have GBA games go to the bottom or top, and DS games only go to the top. And you can break this if you're not careful. So if you just drop it and drop it and drop it, it's gonna eventually break. And the last risk is that it might take a while. That this thing might take a while to do. If you want to do this yourself instead of letting me do it for you, anyone who knows me, what you want to do is you want to basically snap off the top. Make sure that you can see the little orangish cord and the black cord, and you're going to cut both of them on the side. And that will not ruin the audio or anything because there's still audio on the bottom. And then, if you want proof, you just flick up your power, you turn on the game, and it should be playing it. It shouldn't change. The speakers are on the top, but I believe that there are built-in speakers on the actual bottom part as well. I've been watching a couple videos on this to learn about the business. But yeah, this is my Game Boy Advanced macro business. If you want to do this or purchase a session where I make your Game Boy Advance into a macro, let me know. Also, here are some of the things you have to have on your Game Boy. If you don't want your Game Boy to, first off, you don't want a Game Boy that has its top screen working. Now, if you don't know, let me explain. When you flick up your power button, you guys, it actually does something. When you flick it up, it takes a couple seconds to start up, and then you hear it. I flicked it up like a couple seconds, and then you hear the sound though. That's because when you first start up your DS, a little checkup runs in the system. It checks if everything's operating. But once you cut those two cords, it doesn't check if the top screen's operating, so you can use the bottom like a Game Boy Advance normally. Here's a probe to it. It's smoother and you don't have to worry. Say you're another thing that you also don't want. If your hinge on the bottom is no thing that you want. If your hinge on the bottom is broken, and say you just have your thing closed, but you're carrying it with only a couple fingers and it's on the bottom part of it of the DS, and your screen just flies out open, and you can't close it without it opening up upside down, then that's basically what you want. You want it to be like that. Don't force it if your DS is fine, but if you have a broken DS where your screen doesn't, where the top screen doesn't work and the hinges are a little loose, that is something that you might want to invest in a Game Boy Advance macro. Once again, the risks are that it might take a day or two. You can break it if you're not careful, and you cannot play normal DS games. You can only play Game Boy Advance games. A tip, since we're talking about the Game Boy, my friend actually lost the charger. So what he did for me, what I did, is I just took it out of the way, and I was like, okay, I think I'm sure I have a charger, and I didn't until I watched a YouTube video and actually found out that if you have a PS3 controller cable, you want to stab it in on one of the sides, on one of the corners on your PS3 controller cable. You want to put it in on the charging area, then you want to put it down and then just like wiggle it in, and then it will fit in, and if the orange light pops up, that means it's charging. If it doesn't, maybe you did something wrong, but then just go watch a YouTube video. It's called How to Charge DS Without Original Charger. But yeah, that's basically all. Like this video, if you want your DS and stuff, remember, most of you guys from my school should have my school email. If you don't have my school email, go ahead and go ahead and do it on the business email. If you don't know how to do there, click on my channel, and then you want to go to my about. Just scroll down a little, and you'll immediately find it in my business inquiries email address. Without further ado, though, thank you guys for watching. I'm your friend Poke, and I'm out of here.